Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is going to be my review for Power Book 2, Ghost Season 1, Episode 5. This is the mid-season finale. It does not come back on until December, so we'll get the rest of the 5 episodes in December, which is fine. I am home from work today. I did not feel good, so that's why I'm in the road, but I want to get my reviews out so the rest of the day I can chill out, okay? So excuse the plainness of it all and whatnot. If you have not done so already, please come on to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird. JayBird. Dun 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 dun. I ain't want to yell too loud and all that goodness and stuff and everything, okay? Please do not forget to like this video, to comment in the comment section, to share it on your social media. You can also follow me on IG and on Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. And as always, I want y'all to remember to breathe. So always remember to inhale and to exhale and to relax and to relate and to release and always center yourself. Okay, let's get into. I was watching, took my robe off, put my lipstick on. I'm like, let me at least be professional when I'm doing my reviews because I'm off today, so we're gonna let it be what's gonna be. Okay, so we see a couple of things going on in the beginning of the episode. We see that Tasha, Big Mama, Yaz, and Tariq are all sitting around the table celebrating Tariq's 18th birthday or whatever. Looking like something here ain't right because Tasha's in jail. Okay, we then hear knock at the door, and then knock, knock, knock is actually Raina. I'm looking like, but Raina dead. What's going on here? Okay. We then realize Tasha's dreaming, okay? And she realized she's dreaming. She's looking like, even though I could possibly be hanging around with Tariq and Big Mama, ain't no way, not Yaz, ain't no way Raina knocking on the damn door because Raina is dead or whatever. Baby girl, what are you doing here? Like, Mama, why are you acting crazy? Did I beat Tariq home? Am I in time for cake? Why would I not be here for our birthday? Whatever. Baby girl, I'm so sorry. I was not able to protect you. I'm sorry. And she just hugging Raina. Ma, why is you acting all weird? You're acting funny. I'm like, no, Raina, you're dead, okay? And then she's hugging Raina. She's looking around and she starts hearing noises. And then, of course, she starts to wake up and she's in prison, okay? And she realized, damn, it was a whole dream. So she calls Tariq to wish him a happy 18th birthday. Tariq is now legally an adult. And she's like, I should see you today because it's your birthday or whatever. I need to see you. Okay, Ma, I got to study for this test today. So I'm going to try to come by later. But really, he's seeing Kane who sit outside waiting for him because clearly Monet wanted to see him or whatever. So Ty's like, okay, son, I'll talk to you later, whatever. I'm like, if Kane pulled up, would I get in the car? I mean, I would because Woody McClain. But Kane also a killer. So I don't know, whatever. We then see at Tamika's house, Saxon popped up the chit chat because Sax wants to make sure that Tamika does not testify in the recusal hearing for him, okay? Because like if you testify, you're gonna say this, you're gonna say that, it's gonna put me up a creek without no goddamn paddle, and I need to paddle because I don't want to drown in the bullshit I have created for myself. And she's like, I don't care about you. Like, if they call me up on that stage and ask me A, B, C, or D, I'm gonna tell them all the alphabets of what you've done wrong. Okay, you put me in this predicament. Like, you are the reason all of this is happening. Tasha is not the queen here and just drop the charges. Okay, why not just do that? I can't. It's out of my hands. Like, that can't happen or whatever. You are the U.S. attorney. How the fuck is it out your hands? And she said fuck real hard. Okay? She meant that one or whatever. Like, I can't tell you what's going on, but just know I can't do that. Well, at that point in time, you fucked. Because if I get up there and I talk, you will literally be fucked. Now, get out. Tamika is a person where she will defend you, but she's not going to lie and do anything illegal for that. She's not going to, risk her own job for that. She learned her lesson with Angela on how, it can just, mess everything up or whatnot. Now, we do see Monet and Diana talking. Diana is trying to listen to her mom, who is attempting to school her on how to control a person, how to be a whole savage and control situations with the ease of just being who you are, okay? She lets her like, you must always be like 2 steps ahead of the man that you're trying to control, because if not, he will have the control. You know what I'm saying? A man won't even fall in love with you per se. He falls in love with the image of himself he sees of him in your eyes, okay? So you have to make sure that, you're advising him right, and that anything you tell him, anything that he does, it always leads him back to you. That's how you control stuff and can be a savage in the streets or whatever. You know, she brings up how, being a woman in a man's world, you have to level the playing field because men have all these advantages that we don't have as women. So you have to do things to make things kind of even or whatever, like how I am with Detective Ramirez, which Diana like, well, why are you fucking him? So that's easy. She's like, no, if you think the only power you have over a man is your cooch, then you don't realize how much a man really needs and wants a woman that he can depend on. Okay, that's why I set control in my situations. But we then see Ramirez pops up, so she uses that as a teachable moment, okay? Because again, he should not have popped up. So I see what he's doing. Let me take control, okay? So she's gonna take away what he wants. So hit the door, knock, 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 let me in. Knock, 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 let me in. And she's like, what you want? You be popping up here all the time as if I don't have things to do. I run a business or whatever. You can't keep showing up with this hard dick and bubblegum and think I'm gonna just give you some cooch. Like that ain't how it's gonna go or whatever. He's like, Diana, let me in. Let's talk. So he's like trying to get to her. And she's like, no, because he wants her. So he's trying to say whatever he can to get what he wants. And she's like, no, go away. I'll call you when I want to talk to you. Other than that, leave me alone. Get the fuck on. And I'm like, okay. That worked for her. Boom. We think because he leaves. But as he's leaving, we see Tariq and Kane pull up and they see him leaving. And Tariq's like, what he doing here in the daytime? Ain't he a cop? Mm-hmm. A whole dirty one. He gives us information on how to not be arrested or whatever. It helps us do this and that. Oh, okay, but ain't that expensive? Like, what is he getting from your mama? How much does it cost for your mama to get that information from him? Which made Kane think, is we paying that man money? I don't think we paying that man no money. What is my mama paying him? So in his head, he's like, okay, it's some bullshit afoot. Okay, now in the house, Kane walks in and he's pissed. What the fuck was he doing here? Why the fuck is he here? Like, why does he feel so comfortable to be able to pop up here in the daytime? Okay, in the light of day, like we don't have shit going on. Like, what the fuck is that? Kane, calm down. No, you always talking about family this and family that, but I feel like that's bullshit, and you are consistently choosing outsiders over family. And I'm like, Tariq fed little nuggets to piss Kane off, to have Kane thinking one way or the other. When he said, what is your mama giving him? Like, what is he taking from your mama to where he's able to be here like that? And it made Kane think like, okay, he getting some extra, and I don't like it. This is my house too. I want to be involved in everything, okay? Anyway, boy, fall back. Go ahead on before you say some bullshit. You can't take it back. So Diana leaves Kane away, and he gone or whatnot. So we then see Monet talking to Tariq, and she wants to find out, Tariq, who is this pit boy in this picture that Drew? I don't know. I'm so busy, selling your drugs and doing Zeke's homework and doing my own homework. I don't have time to socialize. You know what I'm saying? Zeke's socialize. Like, ask Zeke who that could possibly be. Tariq know that's Zeke's teammate on the basketball team, but I'm gonna leave that be or whatever. So well, I gotta go. Was that it? Well, yeah, you can leave. We then see Tariq mix up with Saxe, okay? Because Saxe is still trying to get Tamika to not testify. And while Tariq feel like, I don't even have to talk to you because all your issues are your issues. Anything that Tamika knows from my mama, she can't talk about it, whatever. He's like, that's true, but I told her when she was my lawyer that you saw me at truth or whatever. And if I have to get up there and I got to cross-examine you or whatever, then you blackmailing me will come out, and then how would that look on your mom? Tariq is looking like, damn, didn't think about that shit. So now he feel like he has to do something because he don't want to get himself messed up or was mama messed up, okay? So he then calls his mama. Like, Ma, I didn't tell you before that I saw, Sack down that truth, and I had been blackmailing him with that information this whole time. She's like, what, boy, why would you lie to me? Why would you not tell me all the truth? Okay, you acting just like your father. No, Ma, I just omitted some information and whatnot. Well, she then say, well, damn it, Tamika already thinks that you was the one who actually shot your father. So if she thinks that now, if Saxe brings up how you saw him, she'll put two together. Then she would have to say that on the stand. So now they both are like, damn, we really got to get this figured out. So Tasha, like, you know what I'm saying, from now on, I will be the one figuring things out. You know what I'm saying? I will talk to Davis. I will get it to where, we don't have to make understand or whatever. You leave everything to me. You are no longer calling any of the shots. Why would you letting your little son call the shots anyway? He's only 17. Leave that be. Now, when she meets up with Davis, tell Davis, look, as your client, I do not want Tamika called in for that. He's like, well, I don't care. Like, you need her, we need her. Like, if she don't do this, whatever, she is the nail in Sax's coffin. She has to testify. I don't care what you say. That's what's gonna happen. So she's like, but I'm the client. He's like, I don't care. We're gonna go on the road because again, we are trying to get you off. Leave it be. I'm like, Now we do see Terrell, who the fuck is Terrell? Tariq goes to class and he is again late. Okay, so professor fuck a student, Jabari, was like, being late is, being forgotten, Tariq. And that 15-page paper that you're trying to turn in was due at the beginning of the class. Since you late, it is now 25 pages. I'm looking like, well, damn. That's kind of sucky or whatever. So the end of class, when Tariq, like, I had some family issues or whatever. Tariq, I know, I understand that you have issues with your mom or your dad or whatever. However, that cannot be a reason for you to consistently be late and be on some bullshit or whatever. Your behavior reflects poorly on us as black men on this campus and me directly as your professor, okay? And I am responsible for you. Look. Keep my parents' name out your mouth, okay? You need to do your goddamn job, okay? You are not my father. Do your job. I don't need you. And he just walks away. I think Tariq was mad. He was upset. Tariq then goes and has a quick little chit chat with Drew because again, Monet questioned him about Drew's whereabouts and that picture, whatever. Your mama asked me about that picture and if I knew that person in it. I think she was trying to figure out if you're gay. He's like, look, ain't no secret, like, they know I'm gay, like, it ain't no issue. She wasn't trying to find out information about me. She was trying to test you. She wanted to see where your loyalty lie. Okay, he's like, why didn't I see that come? You're like, I don't know why you didn't. You know what I'm saying? But if she's doing that, if she's testing you in that way, she's treating you like she treats us, which can be a gift and a curse. Okay, what you need to do is be sure to look out for yourself, for yourself, which makes her realize, okay, she's looking at me like family. I may have an in or whatever. We then see Monet and Diana have a little separate talk. And Monet, this is like, I can't count on your brother Drew because Tariq has loyalty to him. I can't count on Kane with Tariq because, again, them two, I don't know what's going on there. So I need you to get in there, get Tariq alone, get him away from anybody else, whatever. Don't get caught up, but get some information on him. Okay, this is your job. Go do it. I'm looking like, I don't think Diana gonna be able to do it. We're gonna leave that be. So we see, Braden and Lil Holly Jr. in the liquor store getting drinks because Braden is throwing a party for Tariq. And even though Tariq don't know it, she keep asking, why are you throwing the party? He doesn't know? How you keep it from him? Like, and she's, where is he? Where does he go? What does he do? Like, why does his parents? All these just questions or whatever. And he's like, look, stop asking so many questions. Like, yes, sometimes Tariq disappears. Yes, sometimes he's not around, but I trust him and I give him his, I respect his privacy. Boom, pow, pow. So, but again, he, like, she keep asking about Tariq a lot, but he keeps answering her questions without giving too much detail. But I'm like, don't you realize it's weird because Braden, you are literally helping Tariq sell drugs. Braden, why would you not realize that she keeps asking you about your drug dealing friend? Like, Braden is not the person that you should be working with in the drug game. He don't realize shit. Okay, but I'm gonna leave that be or whatnot. Anyway, he like, I'm not gonna answer any more questions. We then see Zeke walks in. So Braden asked Zeke to come to the party because, again, having Zeke there will bring people there or whatever. And so we're like, cool. Now we then see Professor Fucker student Jabari is meeting with his book publisher, and he's talking about my next book and this and that or whatever, and where his last book was a flop. Okay, only his first book was a big hit. And the friend who's his book publisher is like, look, I know we came up together, I know we both came in this game together, but I am different now. I'm representing big clients now, and I gotta be honest with you, like, if you don't have something good. If this third book is some bullshit like the last one, I'm gonna have to drop you as a client, okay? Which pisses Jabari off because he feels as if my first book was amazing, you made a lot of money, you need to back me up. Now he's like, nah, bro, you can't do 2 bad books in a row and think I'm gonna keep repping you because you keep writing bullshit or whatever. And I'm like, I agree. Anyway, we then see Tariq walks in because Jabari's teacher's aide told him where Jabari was. And he's like, I'm coming here just to say I'm sorry about my outburst earlier. You know what I'm saying? I was just, a little bit frustrated or whatever. But here are the 25 pages that you asked for me. And they're like, okay. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Jabari then says to Tariq, girl, accountability breeds responsibility. So I appreciate you doing all this. I respect you, Tariq. Jabari has good intentions in trying to instill great things in Tariq, but it also feels as if he doesn't follow those same codes. He's trying to do whatever he can to get ahead or whatever and get what he wants, and I don't like that or whatnot. So we then see Tariq walks away or whatever. Tasha calls him and lets him know, you need to go talk to Tamika. You need to convince her to not take the stand over and do what you have to do to make her listen. What she said was, kill her. Okay, she didn't send her 18-year-old son off to kill somebody. I'm like, what kind of mother is girl? So we then see Tariq goes and sees Tamika. He goes with his little gun or whatever, got his little gun in his pocket because I have to make her listen. So he does tell her that he needs to talk about his mom's case. How, I saw Sax at the club that night or whatever. And if you testify, that can come up. And if that comes up, I would then have to come in and testify. At that point in time, I would have to say on the stand or whatever that Tommy killed my dad. And I know, but your mom already said that, so that's not a big issue. Like, I could help your mom's case. He's like, that's not true, because if my mom is in jail and she's safe, I'm out here by myself, and if I snitch on Tommy, I can get hurt. Okay, so I need you to just not take the stand. Then as he's saying that, he's kind of trying to pull his gun out or whatever, we then hear knock on the door, and then that's Davis. Davis come busting in or whatever. Tariq goes and hides because Davis assumes that Sax is there, but it's Tariq. So when Tariq realizes Davis, he then leaves out the back door. And, Davis and Tamika then sit down and have a little chit chat because she's like, we need to talk. We don't see what they talk about. We don't know what happened there or whatever. We then see Brayden text Tariq to come to the school or whatever because it's an emergency. But he gets there, it's just a party. His surprise party. But we see that he's just aggravated a little bit, Then Brayden drunk ass brother wastes liquor on him, so that's the whole thing, whatever. So Tariq kind of snaps at Brayden for all of that and kind of walks away, which makes Minnie Holly say, why does he always act like that, like he's a rude person, but she still is saying all of that and then still questioning, like, why is he always gone, like, how was he here being so rude, his parents spending all this money on this school for him. What did they do exactly? And she just kept questioning. And he was like, shut the fuck up. Like, stop asking questions about, Tariq or whatever. Leave it be. I'm not answering none other question about him. Go get me something to drink. And he kind of just walks away. And so when she go get something to drink, she spikes Brayden's drink as she's making it. I'm looking like she dirty, like a damn uncle or whatever. So when Tariq's upstairs cleaning up or whatever, we see Tasha calls him, and she's like, I couldn't get Davis to not call Tamika. I should have never asked you to go talk to her or whatever. I could not be putting all that much pressure on you. I want you to be 18, have fun, and have a happy birthday. Don't worry, I got it handled. We'll be okay. But we then see that she calls Davis's office and leaves a message that, tell Davis that I want to take the deal, okay? I don't want my trial. I don't want my case for the trial. I want a deal. And she leaves it at that. I'm like, Now we see a few things happen, okay? We see Zeke show up. We see Drew show up. We see Diana show up. And at first, we know that Diana's there to chit-chat and get info on Tariq. And we add, like, your mom, did you hear from me? She's like, oh, it's your birthday. Had I known, I would have got you a gift. Why did you tell me? Well, I don't really celebrate birthdays and whatnot. But we also see that then Thought Pocket Gale shows up. And when Brayden sees Tariq talking to Diana, he then sees Lauren walk in or whatever. He then goes up to like, Tariq, look, she came or whatever. Brayden gives Tariq his drink that's little Holly has spiked, but no one knows it's spiked except her, and she's watching it go down as girl, it was just crazy. So we then see, hey Lauren, this is Diana, vice versa, whatever, and he can see that Lauren and Diana both looking like, who is this bitch? But we know that Lauren knows of Diana or whatever. And Tariq then say, hey Lauren, let's go chit chat alone. He walks away with the drink that he's drinking now as he's walking away with Lauren. And then little Holly's like, oh shit, what did I do? So now she's following them because she spiked his drink or whatever. They go upstairs to chit chat. It wasn't nothing or whatever. He say how, I don't really drink, parties aren't my thing. Like I saw my dad drink and how it changed. So I did not want to drink or whatever. Because as he's sipping, he's quickly getting drugged. Okay. And so they're talking or whatever. He like, you so beautiful. You too good for that lame ass dude you're dealing with. And then as he's trying to kiss her, she kisses him. But she's like, you're drunk. I don't want it to be like this. Like, I don't want it to be like some sloppy, drunken makeout or whatever. He's like, what? I'm a lightweight. And as he's talking to her, he's slowly drifting off to sleep because he's getting drugged. And I'm like, how is she not noticing no one gets this drunk this fast or whatever? And when he passes out, passes out, Tariq, she gets up and leaves a pass out Tariq there. And I'm like, why would you leave, girl? Girlfriends and girls who like guys don't leave them pass out in rooms. Anything could happen. Like, why would you at least wait for someone to come in to get him? But I'm like, why would you, girl, I just don't like it or whatever. So when she leaves out, little Holly sees it and comes in, and then she kind of goes in his pocket, gets his phone, and she unlocks it with his face, and he realizes she's in there, but he's still like drunk. He's like, what are you doing? You're always around. What do you want? But he's again in and out of it or whatever. And she then unlocks his phone and she links his location to her phone so that she can see where he is at all times and whatnot. I'm like, Now she leaves, and when she leaves, Brayden's brother sees her come out, know that she was in there with Tariq or whatever, and he kind of said, oh, you fucking my brother and his roommate? Then you so nasty. You should fuck me too. He's an asshole. Bye. He then goes into the room and he puts Tariq out. And I'm like, does no one know that Tariq is very drunk? And no one cares, girl, to be a teenager again. But we then see Drew. Drew was upset that the dude Everett, who he messed around with, is not openly gay. Because in the party, when they meet up, Everett kind of like, say, hey dude, what's up? And kind of daps him up. He doesn't like embrace him as, we fucked yesterday or whatever. And so they both kind of leave the party separately and then meet up in Drew's car to chit chat. And he like, look, I can't be openly gay. Like, it's different for me here in school playing basketball. Like, it's different for me. I can't be as free as you are, which pisses Drew off because he wants, I guess, someone to be free. I'm like, Drew, but you just met him. Like, he don't even matter that much. I mean, maybe the sex is good, but I mean, it's not to where he should feel as if Everett owes him something. You know what I'm saying? But when Diana walks up and he then plays the office and, oh, hey, I'm just a friend of Drew and I want him to be my tattoo artist or whatever. He like, bruh, that's my sister and she know I'm gay. Like, you the only one out here being fake or whatever. Oh, so you're Zeke's teammate. What? Zeke's your cousin? And he's like, oh, hell nah. He then leaves because he wants to keep his secret. So I can't be around y'all if y'all are around him, because if he finds out, everyone might know. So he walks away. Now we do see Carrie and Jabari talking, okay? And just, about to have sex. It's what it was or whatever. He's like, I'm having writer's block or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to try to focus on the story or whatever. And he like, it was easier before, whatever. She's like, look, you need to just write about what's in front of you. That's what you need to do. And, what's in front of you can't be me. You can't write about me or even us. You need to find something else. Like your first book was a success because it was real. You didn't make anything up. Okay, you need to do that. But I can't keep falling back into you. I can't keep falling back into the trap of fucking around with you. So I have to leave. Okay, and then she leaves. Now, once she leaves, she's like, okay, focus. Let me focus. He's trying to focus on writing. But he first reads Tariq's 25-page paper. and he's reading it. It's like a paragraph in there that says something. He's like, oh, that's like really good. He then starts to type the exact thing that Tariq wrote onto his computer as if he wrote it. I'm like, so nah, he's doing plagiarism. He's fucking students and stealing it, girl. But if you think about it, the first book he wrote was Carrie's story. Even if he was involved in it some kind of way, it wasn't really his story. So I'm like, oh, he stole Carrie's story in some kind of way. He's not stealing Tariq's word. He's a whole fraud. He's a fraud who be fucking students. Now, Carrie, who is left, she went to like a little cafe to sit, chill, read, and get some coffee or whatever. And then Zeke walks in, okay? And Zeke like, okay, that's Carrie. He sits down. Hey, Professor so-and-so, what's up? What you doing? Whatever. Oh, you not at a frat party? Like having fun? He's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? For me, as an athlete, it's tough for me because at parties, I'm like the person everyone's trying to get next to because I'm like the person they can use to get on. Like everyone is looking for me to be their come up. And so that's kind of frustrating. So I kind of keep my distance from like big old parties or whatever. You know, oh, really? Like I would have thought that, you know, anyone in your position would love the attention. He said, well, I did in high school, you know what I'm saying? But in college, it's just not the same or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't talk to my mom about it. I can't talk to my aunt about it. My dad wasn't around, so I kind of just keep it to myself. And she realized he was freely, you know, talking about what he's going through because he had no one else to talk to. And I think it makes her see a different side of him, but he's still a student. Anyway, they sit and chit and chat or whatever. The whole time Jabari keeps calling. And keeps calling and keeps calling, and she keeps ignoring it and ignoring it and ignoring it. And they're like, you know, it's late. Let me, you know, leave or whatever. And he was like, oh, you want to leave? He kind of just gets up and looks at her, and the next thing we know, Carrie is fucking Zeke because they sat there for a long time, talked about this, and we already know she's already a sex addict. So they didn't sat and talked and chit chat. So she sees him in a different light, and she says, I shouldn't be doing this. But she did it with no condom. I'm looking like, so is everybody a fucking student with no condom? Girl. So she fucking students, he fucking students, Zeke fucking the teacher. I'm like, but I guess this is what happens. Cause girl, I'm like, I could not believe she upped in the bathroom. Fuck that boy in the bathroom of the restaurant. I'm like, Now back at the party, drunk Tariq is still stumbling around. Now he do bump into Brayden, but he's being rude because he's drunk and drugged. Okay, he's drunk and he's drugged. And he got, whatever, leave me alone. And leaves out or whatever. He then runs into Diana outside because she's sitting there. What are you doing out here? She's like, I want some time to myself. And he kind of like puts his head down. And you can tell he should not be left alone. That when he puts his head down, Diana looked and she see his gun in the bag. Now, first of all, what she should have did was is zip it up. But no, she took it. She took the gun out of his bag and put it in her purse. Looking like she is so stupid. So she tells him, I just want to be left alone. Because she's trying to do what her mama did, which was send him away. He walks away. Alright, gotta go, bye-bye. So I'm like, again, a stumbling, drunk Tariq, stumbling through life, or whatever. We then see little Holly calls Uncle Nancy sex. I did something bad, Uncle Nancy. I tried to, drug Brayden, because he would not tell me anything about Tariq. I told you, don't ask no more fucking questions. I told you to observe, and that's it. What the fuck is your problem? She's a kid, Sax. A fucking kid or whatever. So I thought I drugged him. It ended up getting drugged in Tariq. So now he's walking around. He's all by himself or whatever, staggering, drunk and drugged around campus. Oh, fuck. But that's not only that. You know what I'm saying? I then took his phone, shared his location to my phone. You're breaking his rights or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To privacy. What is wrong with you? I had to know where he was. Lil Holly, where is he? So she gives Sax his whereabouts or whatever. I'm like, We then see a drunk and drug Tariq all dressed up in a suit. I'm looking like, when the fuck? He changed clothes? When? What happened? He's at Raina's grave. And he's just, I'm still hurt that you're gone. Like, it should have been me, you know what I'm saying? And, I just wish I could bring you back because killing Ray didn't help anything, okay? It didn't help anything. He then staggers over to Ghost's grave. You don't get it. Only you would understand. You was in the way. Why wouldn't you just stop? You was in the way, and I had to do it. I had to do it. And then he stumbles off. And the whole time we see Sax is recording the conversation and whatever. And this is my thing about that. He didn't say, I had to kill you. He said, well, you was in the way and I had to do it. Do it can mean I could have, not cared that you was dead. I could have told mama what you. It can mean different things. But I mean, of course it means he killed him or whatnot. So the next day, he wakes up in his bed. He's like, why am I in a suit? What is going on? He then had flashes of him going back to his house, the room, changing clothes, and he sees himself at the grave. He's like, okay, fine. He wakes up or whatever, and Brayden is upset. You are so mean to me. You're so rude. You don't give me any respect. The app would not be anything without me, and you just don't respect me enough to treat me like we boys. You know what I'm saying? You be disappearing all the time, and I don't know where you be going or whatever. You need to give me the courtesy of letting me know what's going on, because if I'm in harm's way, I should know. Brayden, if you are selling drugs, you are in harm's way. No one who's selling drugs is not in harm's way. I feel like him not knowing that is a liability. And I feel like as smart as Tariq is, as much as he thought ahead, how could he not see that? I don't get it. He then said, you know what, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm saying he then tells him about Monet, Lorenzo, Drew, Diana, Kane. And I'm like, you spend all this time hiding everything that you do from them. And you then tell Brayden the truth? He's a fucking idiot. Brayden doesn't take it serious enough for him to be able to even handle that truth. He then said, Lorenzo's the king, Monet is the queen, Kane is the rook, Drew is the knight, and Diana is the bishop. So if you ever can't find me and any of them come looking for me, you have to knock over the right piece. And if it is an emergency, you have to knock over all the pieces. I don't play chess, so I didn't get the reference or whatever, but Brayden did. And we got our own little code, bro. Brayden is a joke. Brayden gonna probably die. At least he needs to, because he isn't fit for this. He isn't fit for this shit at all. But I'm gonna leave that be or whatever. We then see Monet at the house or whatever. And I'm like, Ma, I couldn't find out anything. He played me. I tried to do what you did and your plan did not work. But I got to laugh because, look, he had a gun. She's like, what the fuck, Diana? You know what I'm saying? You played him too close. You fucked up, whatever. And now he gonna be looking for his gun. He gonna come looking for it here. He'll then know that you was there, to look for stuff or whatever. You just fucked up all kind of shit. Get out my face. Go to your room. I told y'all she ain't ready, whatever. So we then see a couple different things and whatnot. We see Brayden's brother break into Brayden in Tariq's room, and he goes into this part that they know can have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, or whatever. That's where Tariq and them have been having the drugs. He sees all the pills and then the money, and his brother takes it. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, that means Brayden's brother gotta die because you have now taken drugs from a drug dealer. And Monet told Tariq the first time, I don't care what happens, pay me my money. Meaning, if you out of pills, I don't care. Pay me my money. That just killed the brother. Anyway, we then see Monet have Tariq come over because she has to kind of fix things. She asks Kane, pat him down or whatever. Why did you lie to me about Drew? No, why did you lie to me to protect Drew? He says, you should never act before you know the lay of the land. And I never touched your daughter either, even though you sent her over there to spy on me, okay? She then say, which one of my kids can I trust the most? He looks at Kane and looks around and say, me. Which makes her laugh. And Kane didn't laugh, but he was looking like, a little nigga, whatever. She's saying, my nigga. I'm like, she looks at him as one of her kids or whatever. She didn't say, Kane, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be out here without no peace. Give him your gun. And he's like, what? She's like, give him your goddamn gun, boy. And he gives him the gun. So now Tariq has a gun, so he won't be looking for the other one. If he's smart, he would, because you should always know where all your guns are. But I digress. And she then say, happy birthday, Tariq. You always have a home here with us. So she's now making him feel like you are a part of our family or whatever. We then see Davis go to see Sax, okay? Because he feel like, we need to get together what we doing. Because Tamika didn't want to testify or whatever, so it's some bullshit afoot. What's going on? Sax then plays the recording of Tariq and says, even though I know Tasha is not the queen pen, with this, I know what to look for because I know that Tariq did it. We know it was not Tasha and it wasn't Tommy. Davis then say, look, you can't use that in court. You know what I'm saying? I can still question Tamika on what you have going on or whatever, so it will still come back on you. He's like, well, yeah, but we both will be going back and forth. I'm saying, Davis then say, you know what, we have a chance here to get a fair thing and a favor of justice, okay? So, we know Tasha is at the queen pen. We know that you did not kill James, okay? So, if we go to trial, I can put Trick on the stand, and you can then cross-examine him, and then, get him to admit to killing James. And then, boom, pow, pow, my client is off. It's a win for me in my column, and then the real killer goes to jail. He's like, but you are willing to send Tariq to jail? He's like, Tariq ain't my client. I'm saying, look, I don't care about that. Fuck Tariq or whatever. A win for me is Tasha getting up. I don't care what happened to her son. I'm like, and they fucking shake hands, and has a whole deal. I was like, oh, Davis. I feel like the reason they gave was that really good sex scene last night that made us love Mr. Man and Davis even more. They had to break us down in here to see him make a deal with Sachs to sell out Tariq. And this is the thing. Carrie told Tariq at that dinner at Lauren's house, don't always trust Davis, because a win for Davis isn't always a win for his client. And boom, it's true. I'm not, now we still don't know what him and Tamika discussed, but I don't think they would set it up for Tariq to go to jail. I don't think Tamika would have that in her. Girl. And that was the end of the episode. And we don't come back again until December. So, peace.